Alright guys, here we go. I know. Infamous Second Son is an 11-year-old game at this point. Released way back in 2014. Man, time flies. But anyways, here I am in 2025, finally experiencing it for the first time. And wow, it's been a ride. So today, I'm breaking down and ranking every single boss fight in the game, from weakest to strongest, giving you my honest take after going through them all. Let's jump right in. Alright, first boss of Infamous Second Son, Hank Daughtry. Now Hank isn't just some random dude. He's your first taste of what being a conduit feels like. The fight plays out less like a duel and more like an awkward job interview where the interviewer keeps running away. The arena? A small construction yard warehouse that Hank sets on fire. Flames and a smoke box you in, turning this into a cramped playground where Hank gets to show off while you're just trying to keep up. His whole vibe screams, I'm stronger, faster, and you're just here for the cardio. The developers clearly wanted you to learn movement, dodging, and chasing here. But it also doubles down as your first reminder that boss fights in this game are more about spectacle than difficulty. When it comes to your opponent's powers, he has a smoke dash ability, which is just short bursts of teleportation he used to zip and dash all over the arena to help him get away. He also has a smoke shot ability, which is quick mid-range blast to help keep you off of him and aid in his escape. And finally, he has a smoke bomb ability, which has a small AoE effect cloud for cover, which is to aid in his escape. When it comes to his characteristics, he aggressive but evasive. Constantly moving, never stays put. Taunts you during combat, uses fire and smoke as a cover to keep pressure on you. Honestly, this guy is way more effective in cutscenes. He tend to get the drop on Delson and hit him with the one-hitter quitter, but when it comes to actual battle, there's times when you'll get the best of him with one hit. That's why I tend to call him the one-hit wonder. Now when it comes to deaths, in this battle, I suffered 0. Unless you want to go sightseeing in the flames, you should be able to do the same. The fight length is less than 3 minutes. The overall difficulty of this one, I say 1 out of 5 stars. I mean, remember, he's a tutorial boss. Now when it comes to the pros and cons of this fight, the pros, Hank's fight is easy, short, and its powers are actually useful and fun to play with in the environment. It teaches you movement, dodging, and sets up the story well. You're basically learning how to play while watching someone with your future powers flex on you. Now when it comes to the cons, it is way too easy. I mean, this is basically how to be a conduit with training wheels. Now I'm all for teaching a player how to ease into the game mechanics, but I like a bit more of a challenge. This didn't really scratch that itch that I was looking for. The environment is cramped and cluttered. Camera angles can get lost behind objects, and that can make the fight a bit more obtuse to my liking and frustrating at times. And there's way too much talking in cutscenes. Remember what I say, Hank is great in cutscenes when it comes to his fighting ability, but horrible outside of it. Remember, one-hit wonder. Hank's biggest strength is being evasive in cutscenes, which means you spend more time chasing smoke than actually trading blows. It's almost over as soon as it begins, like chasing an Uber driver after they cancel mid-ride. See you later, Hank.
You son of a bitch. She killed Reggie.
I didn't know, I swear to God.
Lady, you are hell on bridges, you know that?
So you recognize me?
Oh, yeah. You're the one that had me dead to rights a couple weeks ago and just let me walk away?
You've changed since then.
You mean the smoke thing? Yeah, that's new.
I hear you've learned a new trick. You've expanded your arsenal.
I don't know where you heard that. I mean, I'm just a lowly smoke guy.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's doing nothing for me.
Alright, boss number 2, the unknown D.U.P soldier. Unlike Hank, this guy doesn't chat your ear off. He's all business. You face him while trying to cross the bridge in Seattle. Right away you notice this isn't a tutorial anymore. The arena, a large, open rock field. Plenty of space to move around, but every corner has danger. Concrete blocks raining from above, auto-targeting missiles crawl under your feet, and occasional melee charges make this one a test of patience and timing. He's not flashy, he's not chatty, he's just deadly. A perfect introduction to real boss fights in Infamous Second Son. Now when it comes to this opponent's powers, he has concrete based attacks. He's not a prime, so he's not as strong as Augustine, but he definitely hits hard. He has heavy long range concrete projectiles, AoE attacks, as well as a close range whip ability, combined with floating concrete ability, makes CQC next to impossible. Now when it comes to his characteristics, he's the strong silent type. He's efficient, follows orders, and no nonsense. Prefers long range attacks, but can melee in a pinch. Remember that concrete whip ability? Slower than some bosses, but tough and strategic. Now when it comes to deaths, I suffer 0. Unless you get lazy, you should be able to do the same. When it comes to the fight length, it took me 2.5 minutes, not even 4. Difficulty, 2 stars out of 5. It's in a low mid-range level of difficulty tier. Now, when it comes to pros and cons, pros, finally, a boss that actually fights back. Hank, take notes. Open arena, great lighting, and attacks that are fun to dodge. I mean, absolutely fun to dodge. You can strategize, use cover, and mix up neon powers to stay alive. Now when it comes to cons, close quarters combat is basically impossible. And his AoE attacks can clip through cover and hit you when you least expect it. Definitely a step up from Hank, but still manageable if you pay attention. Just don't get lazy. One bad dodge and it's lights out. This fight here is basically the first step of Sucker Punch showing what Infamous Second Son is truly capable of when it comes to its combat. Definitely enjoyable. Shout out to the D.U.P. Elite Soldier. You put up a great fight.
Oh man, that smells good. Why didn't I take some cash off those dealers? Money, why do you hate me? Be my friend, Money. Come to me. Let's bond.
Next up is Fetch, and this is where things start getting real. Unlike our last 2 bosses, Fetch actually puts up a fight. You face her in the theater, and from the start, you know this is going to be less tutorial chase and more tactical showdown. The arena, a cluttered theater with upper and lower levels. Plenty of cover, but the darkness make tracking her tricky. Neon signs are your lifeline, or death sentence. Absorb their energy to power up your neon attacks, but don't do it recklessly, or Fetch will punish you for it. She's fast, and I mean very fast. She's like a great value version of Quicksilver or the Flash. She's accurate, and I'm talking world-class sniper accurate. She likes to play the long game, so she's deadly at a distance. Stay mobile. Keep an eye on her laser attacks, and unlike me, don't get greedy with the energy pickups. This is your first boss where you feel the real thrill of Infamous combat. Now when it comes to this opponent's powers, she has a neon beam that is a sniper, deadly accurate projectile from long range. She also has this explosive close range repel attack, which makes CQC, again, next to impossible. She's deadly accurate with her shooting ability, and she's very fast. So good thing you have her abilities to help keep around with the movement, otherwise you would be cooked, because she's always on go and she's steadily trying to hide and get the right spots to snipe you from a distance. When it comes to her characteristics, she's unpredictable and evasive. She avoids close range combat, and she's constantly moving and challenging your position. When it comes to deaths, I suffer 0. If you are careful with your positioning, you should be able to do the same. Fighting length for me was 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Difficulty, 3 stars out of 5. It's in the mid-level tier of difficulty. Now when it comes to the pros and cons, the pros, Fetch actually fights back. You get to use neon powers creatively. The arena has multiple spots to recover and strategize, and dodging her attacks keep you on your toes. The cons, the theater is cramped and cluttered. Camera angles can be a nightmare, and as the arena gets darker, tracking her becomes frustrating. Definitely more fulfilling than Hank or the D.U.P soldier, but be ready to keep moving and think on your feet. Shout out to Fetch.
Never trust a convict.
Definitely worse than Lil
Worried about
Bob.
grenades. You have to do this the old-fashioned way.
What do you mean?
Put your hands up here.
Don't flinch.
I knew we couldn't trust him.
Okay, you were right. If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't even be here.
Oh, crap!
Look out!
Leave my brother alone, you bitch!
Oh, dear God.
Reggie! Reggie!
Delson, look at me. You gotta let me go.
No, I can do this!
Listen, we can't let this stuff get to you two. David, I'm so proud of you.
No.
Always have been.
No! Reggie, don't!
I love you, bro.
Alright, now we're getting to the real boss territory. The big bad herself, Brooke Augustine. This is the first fight you have with her that happens on a D.U.P prisoner platform. This one's a two-phase battle that starts deceptively simple, but quickly ramps up. The arena is open with plenty of space to move around. Not cluttered like previous arenas, but large enough to force you to stay on your toes. Augustine just doesn't rely on her own attacks. She brings in backup soldiers to keep you constantly adjusting your strategy. Your main goal? Keep your distance. Destroy her shields and manage her reinforcements. It is the first time where you really feel the intensity of being a conduit and the importance of choosing the right powers at the right time. Now when it comes to this opponent's powers, she has concrete projectiles. She's a prime, so she's 100 times stronger than the elite D.U.P soldier you fought previously. She has heavy and light long-range attacks. She can fly and glide with the concrete to make herself agile and fast on the battlefield. She has high levels of durability thanks to those concrete shields. And she also has a repelling close-range attacks to keep you at bay. And she's the big boss, so she can call in backup soldiers. Now when it comes to her characteristics, again, she has a big boss mentality. She's the star of the show. She can control the battlefield. She prefers ranged attacks, but can hit hard in close range if needed. Considering how she enters this battle, she has an emotionally draining presence. She's very calculated and relentless. The deaths I suffered at this fight was 0. If you prioritize distance and managing soldiers, you should be able to do the same. The fight length for me was 8 minutes and 2 seconds. The difficulty, 4 out of 5 stars. I placed it in the upper mid-level tier of difficulty. When it comes to the pros and cons of this fight, the pros, this is your first really challenging fight. The arena gives you plenty of room to maneuver. The lighting is great, so you don't really have to worry about being blindsided as the fight goes on. You get to juggle destroying shields, dodging attacks, and handling reinforcements. It's tense and rewarding all in one go. Cons, AoE attacks can devastate your power sources if you're not careful. And personally for me, the use of small fry enemies takes away from the main event of the fight. I don't know about you, but I really can't stand when games tend to use small fry enemies in boss fights to help supplement the fight and make it more challenging, or to make it longer than what it actually should be. Plus, the constant back and forth between ranged attacks and special moves can feel a bit chaotic if you're not paying full attention. Definitely a step up from Fetch and the rest of them, and the fight really shows off the versatility of your powers.
Loving this conduit thing. You tortured my people! Hello? Anybody home?
Next up, we've got Eugene, the angel summoning mastermind. This fight is where things start to feel really epic and a little punishing. You will first encounter him in a cellar during the Heaven's Hellfire mission. The arena, a multi-platform volcanic environment with lava filling in the gaps between circular platforms. Fall in the lava, you won't die instantly, but it slows you down and leaves you exposed to potentially die later. Eugene likes to remind you who's boss. By constantly shifting the battlefield, platforms rise, fall, and sometimes collapse entirely. The fight is divided into multiple stages. You will be juggling dodging angel avatars, lava hazards, and Eugene's long-range attacks, all while trying to chip away at his health. It's a real test of your movement and powers, and you will feel the intensity almost immediately. Now, when it comes to this opponent's powers, he has video-based energy beams. Pretty much all of his attacks are based in long range. He can summon angel and demon avatars to do his bidding, and he also has a super angel armored avatar that he cloaks himself in that increases his durability to a high extent. He has explosive long-range projectiles, and he also can fly, so he has absolutely no CQC vulnerability. He has heavy AoE attacks, which can be a pain considering you have circular platforms to jump back and forth between, so it doesn't leave much room for error. Now, when it comes to his characteristics, he's strategic. I mean, he's a straight nerd. So he's non-confrontational at a distance, but deadly when it comes to how he controls the battlefield. He shoots from range like a sharpshooter, creates hazards in the arena, and has high durability that makes him a long fight. Now, when it comes to deaths, honestly, I died here once. And honestly, I went in reckless, because considering how the platforms work and his AoE attacks, if you go in too reckless, you can be caught off guard and he can shoot you and make your health low, and you will go right into the lava, akin what happened to me. So if you avoid that fate, you should be able to die 0 times. When it came to the fight length, for me it was 16 minutes and 50 seconds. The difficulty here, 4 out of 5 stars. I place him in a lower hard difficulty setting for sure, because he got one death on me. Now, when it comes to the pros and cons of this fight, the fight is visually stunning and challenging. The multiple platforms, lava hazards, and different avatars make each stage feel unique. You get to fully utilize your neon and smoke powers, and there's a real sense of accomplishment once you manage to keep Delson alive while chipping away at Eugene's health. The cons, it's long, and the platforming can feel punishing at times. Camera angles are often terrible, and the environment can and will work against you. The fight also demands constant attention. One slip can lead to serious damage from lava or an avatar. It's fun, but exhausting if you're not fully engaged. Alright, the big finale, Brooke Augustine, Take 2. This fight takes place at the D.U.P skyscraper rooftop, and regardless of your karma path, the sequence is brutal. She's not messing around this time. The arena, open but semi-narrow, with pillars scattered throughout that you will need to use for cover. Augustine has upgraded her attack since your last encounter. She'll throw huge concrete projectiles, slam the ground, and even transform into a massive avatar monster. Think Power Rangers with the Megazord, or the Gundam series, or for my OGs, Big O. The fight has 2 phases. That's right, 2. First, destroy her shields and attack her directly. Basically, it's a rinse, wash, and repeat of the battle you had prior to this one. Second, survive her avatar transformation and unlock and use new concrete powers. But be careful here. Delson is vulnerable when he first absorbed conduit abilities. You will have to depend on Eugene to toss you core relays for Delson to absorb the energy so he can gain new abilities like boulder dash, concrete thrusters, and concrete barrage. This is a great finale to the game. It's intense, a visual spectacle, and a true test of everything you've learned so far. Now, when it comes to this opponent's powers, it's basically the same as before. She has concrete-based attacks. She's the prime, so she's stronger than any concrete user that you came across so far. And also, she's pretty much the strongest conduit opponent that you have in the game. She's the end-all, be-all. She has long-range and short-range attacks. She can fly and glide using her concrete-like abilities to give herself high agility to move around the battlefield, so you have to stay on her toes. She has an orbital concrete shield that basically makes CQC and any low-level type attack ineffective. So you'll have to be long-range and use your most strongest attacks of each power set that you have. Heavy AoE attacks. She has defensive and offensive ground slams, and very, very high durability. The highest in the game, in fact. Next to impossible to perform any type of CQC on her. So make sure you get your long range game up to par. Her characteristics, she's desperate and reckless. Basically, Delsin has forced her into a corner, so she's going all out. But don't let that fool you. She's experienced. She has a top of the world mentality and prefers to use long range attacks, but uses massive repel CQC ability attacks when necessary. It is an emotionally draining fight. Basically, it's the culmination of all Delsin's hard work to get revenge for his brother and to save his tribe. Now when it comes to deaths, I died a total of 8 times. That's right, 8 times. It took me a total of 27 minutes and 22 seconds to beat this fight. Thanks, 8 deaths. Difficulty, 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's very hard. I mean, it goes from a run-of-the-mill superhero game to a baby-light Soulsborne type of game, but without the great combat that we all love. But seriously, the pros and cons, this is the best fight in the game, bar none. It's a 2-stage structured fight. It's very challenging. I mean, very, very challenging. And if you don't stay on your toes and you're not careful, you can find yourself dying again and again and again. So be careful. The fight lets you finally unlock and feel the power of concrete. The lighting is great, the arena feels alive, and the fight really serves as a fantastic battle. The cons, the camera can and will turn on you. It's a semi-narrow arena, so it makes it a bit tricky to maneuver around the giant avatar. So stay on your toes and be careful. AoE attacks can and will clip through walls, so don't stand too close to them if you want to avoid being hit by an AoE attack. And a sudden spike in difficulty catches you completely off guard. It is brutal. Nothing in the game really prepares you for a 20-foot plus flying concrete monster. Plus, the constant back and forth between ranged attacks and special moves can feel a bit chaotic if you're not paying full attention. And that's a wrap. Those are all the bosses ranked from weakest to strongest in Infamous Second Son. Which fight was your favorite? Did you survive Augustine without dying? Can you see yourself playing Infamous Second Son in 2025 for a second time? Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into classic games. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Luckily, you turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me.
You're goddamn right I am.